T-Man 978 Shill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now we're going to be taking a look at Buzzworthy Bumblebee's Transformers Studio Series, Transformers Rise of the Beast, Voyager class Optimus Prime, who is number 102 of the Studio Series. Did y'all know I have a how to open up a fruit cup without spilling video? That's one of my most commented videos. I get comments all the time with people thanking me. Any old who, I didn't open this yet, which is rare because I usually can't help myself. The window is way bigger than normal. We got this artwork right there, and we got this right here. Yada yada, yada yada. I bet you there's a backdrop in there that I'm not going to care about, but I'll show you anyway. Here's how he's packaged with everything in that tissue paper. That's not exciting. And here is the backdrop. This is like a CG render. It's not even like a real picture. Here he is out of the packaging, and this is one of those things you can't, it just makes you feel like you can't believe it exists. Because this is, it has to be like the best Voyager class figure they've ever released in Studio Series, if not ever. Because it has so many things. It does so many things I wish every Transformer did just from now on, period. Especially if it's a Voyager class. And it is way more substantial than certain other things I recently purchased and didn't review yet. Stay tuned for that. Now I have like maybe a few complaints about the robot mode, but not too many. My main complaint, let me just bring it up right now. I always hate this type of shoulder articulation on a Transformer. It works, but it is limited, and you've heard me mention it a bunch of times if you watch my channel. But let's look at them. I don't know how accurate the coloring is, but I'm just gonna pretend it's as accurate as possible. Now the gray and silvers and whatnot that they use, to me, looks better than that preview figure that they released at Walmart. That was the Walmart exclusive version. I didn't like that. They used like a really bright gray that just looked really trashy. Like, this isn't painted either, but the darker color looks better to me. But you notice that he has on the gun hand right here. It's little, it's tiny. And he has this sword right here. There are a couple of options as far as the sword. You can have it stored like that, coming out, or wield it like that. You can actually attach it to the side of his arm like this, or you can just go ahead and put it in his hand. So, 3 options. If you're tired of the sword, you can use this one peg and put that into his fully painted back right here. See that? And this gun hand can also store inside of one of the 5mm ports that's on his back. So that's cool. Here is the face. Let me zoom in on that. This is probably a tiny bit more accurate to what we see. And look at that. I didn't notice. See, zooming in, you can see the details like the pupils that he would have in the movie. So that's really cool. The head is completely filled in. And let's zoomed in, let you see other details you may not have noticed. Now this seems to be made out of blue plastic that was painted. I'm not sure it's probably because of how the pieces come together and whatnot. And there's always an emergency in my neighborhood, apparently. Good night. Here's how this looks right there. There's a little bit of a separation between his back and whatnot. But let's get into the articulation. The head is on a ball joint. He gets a lot of range on this ball joint, which is amazing. Which I'm pretty sure that's easy to pop off. Good luck finding a complete one in the store, please. Please, if you're watching my channel, don't be an asshole. Leave the toys alone on the shelf. Don't pull their heads off or nothing dumb like that. You have a problem. The arm goes out that far, rotates. You have a bicep swivel, and look at this. Intentional double jointed elbows right there. I really like that. The wrist can go in and out like this a bit, and they rotate. You do get, let me pull these weapons off. You do get an ab crunch, like I think it's due to the transformation, but it's more than likely intentional so that they could have an ab crunch. I noticed, like, starting maybe a couple of years ago, they started putting intentional ab crunches on figures. They do this, and then he has like Gundam style drop down hips so he can kick up more than 90. That is awesome. You get the thigh rotation right there, and then you get these knees. They only bend slightly more than 90. With all this range right here, I wish that it could bend more than 90. And then the feet, you get a ton of articulation because of this hinge right here and the ankle. And the foot is actually on a ball joint itself, so you can get some back and forward like that. And it can rotate to suit your posing needs. And all the joints are tight. Now, as far as any type of QC type issue situation, I noticed that this right here does not stay all that tight. And this has popped off on me because it's not pinned. And these little side skirt pieces right here have also popped off. If you were paying attention to me, you might have seen me correct that one. But outside of that, don't really have too much of a problem. It's a good figure. I really like it. I can't believe they didn't charge more than regular Voyager class price. But the only bad thing is it's a Target exclusive. The good thing is Buzzworthy Bumblebee seems to be a line that really stays on the shelf. But it is Optimus Prime, and it is good, and I'm hyping it up. I like it. So, good luck out there. I pre-ordered mine, and it came right to my house. I didn't even have to hunt. Here are a couple of Voyager class figures I have on hand. Here is a small deluxe. Here is a tall deluxe. Here is a tall modern day leader class. And here is a commander class that was made to scale with Voyager class, basically. So, there you go with that. One last thing I'll show if this works. Here is this Optimus Primal gun. I forgot what these things are called, but they are the small core class. Like, they're cheaper than core class, but they turn into weapons. The transformation is crazy easy. I did it without even the instructions. First thing I'm gonna do is open this panel right here and flip the hands in on both sides like that. And I'm going to rotate the arms backward and open these panels up like this, basically. I'm going to open the chest up, lift this panel up right here in front of his face, and then rotate that in. And you see that grill detail? Now we can close this. Because of the position of the grill detail, it made it stay out wider than it normally would be. We can go ahead and lift this body up like that and go ahead and rotate these wheels out into the position they're going to be in. This can dislodge from his back, basically hang down like this while we rotate his body, we're gonna bring this panel down like that because it will be easy to forget later. And while the arm is up like this, we can go ahead and rotate this joint down like that. And I meant to mention this. If you detach his back plate, you can kind of get this type of articulation in robot mode, but it is going to bump. But now that that's down, we can bring this in like that. Bring the arm in like this. We can bring this down, and we can bring this and tab that into place. Let's do this side. Bring this up, and now that helps us get leverage to bring that down. Move this back, but bring up the elbow so that we can get this into this position. And it's cool. They keep coming up with 100 different ways to get Optimus to have that same transformation from the G1 toy. We can bring this down. We can tab this in place. And now with that in place, we can go ahead and shove this up. Bro, we can shove this up under there and do the same thing over here. Now we can lift this up and plug it in to the front. We can go ahead and pull this light kind of down, pull that down, and turn the autofocus on. Lift all of this up like this. Lift this up like this. And now we can rotate these panels on the calves back. Rotate the feet this way, and this peg will go into a cavity that's in the foot. Just when you know you have it flush like that, you did it right. Basically. Now we can peg the calves together, and back here, or up here I should say, there's a little tiny peg that goes into a peg hole in the side skirts. Do that on both sides. These can come out, but just like every other Voyager class Optimus, they haven't figured out a way to make them lock into place. And now, these right here, there's a peg there and a hole right there. The peg goes into this, that's why you had to rotate these things on the back of his arm. And this peg goes into the hole that's up there. So let's do that. Plug that in. And plug this in. And I completely, 100% forgot weapon storage. This sword has that one peg. It can peg into the leg right here, and in the crotch they put like a little groove so that you can angle it down. And this right here we can peg into a peg hole that's right there. So now he is completely a red and blue truck, similar to what he looked like in the movie. But yeah, here we are. Might have been some things. Let's see if it rolls. It rolls. But the robot mode was so good that the vehicle mode had to suffer, unfortunately. The legs basically don't even transform. They just do this as you see right here. And that is very unfortunate. If they make a movie masterpiece, this rear section will be the main part they need to work on. And I hope they don't screw it up. Like his feet could definitely have some kind of trailer hitch come out. And there should be some type of way where this folds up better to get inside of there and look better than this right here, a bunch of flaps. But from the front, it looks like your typical Optimus Prime. It's probably about the same size as the original G1 Optimus Prime, just like most of the Voyager class Optimus Primes. And yeah, my main complaint besides all this junk back here is these don't lock into place. But it rolls, so I like it. And the feet or the shins right there help keep these smokestacks in place because they'll just swing all over the place. But here is the Voyager class War for Cybertron Megatron, wider, longer, but not as tall. Here is Prowl. Here is a Minicon. That's gonna be that. So, robot mode better than the vehicle mode. But the vehicle mode isn't terrible and it rolls. And they did the wheels better than they do on some figures where you see the clips coming out. This one is even pinned. So, that's cool. Reverse transformation. I'm going to pull this off. I'm going to unpeg that. Now we can squeeze in the canisters right here and unpeg these from those little tiny pegs, which is easier said than done, to be honest. There we go with that. And these actually stay in there tight, which is very cool. We can do that. Now that we have that out, we can unpeg these shins from here and go ahead and separate the legs. Bring the foot back down and around, bring the shin towards here to meet this and peg into the calf piece right here. Bring the foot down, rotated, start rotating this so we can bring the shin down and it can meet the calf. And now we can pull the grill off and bring that down. We can unclip this, and you saw that was about to come off. Untab these, bring the arm out. Well, actually lift this up, lift that panel up. Bring the arm out. These can rotate back up to where they were. This can rotate back up to where it was. And with this back like this, we can lift that up and bring it down. Bring this back like this, lift that up, bring that down. The arms can rotate this way because this is the front. We can fold that way, fold that this way, open up this panel, and bring out the hand. Fold this in, fold that in. Rotate this to the front, open up this panel, and bring out the hand. We can rotate the body around, rotate these wheels back in, keep this still hanging, but we can flip this, and these two right here needs to go in between that grill part. Plug that in, and now we can lift this up. Open up the chest, flip the head out, move that back until it clicks, bring the grill piece down, shut that. And let me see if that should do it. He's back. He's a robot again. There's no more stuff to do. So, I said all my thoughts. This is a Target exclusive, Buzzworthy Bumblebee. Thank you for watching. Until next time, T-Man978 out here.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos.